A pleasant good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the fairgrounds in Oklahoma City. You have made it to the big house. Today, we've got coverage for you from all four of the girls' Class 2A state championships. It begins here. I'm Steve Marshall. Mark Jeffries is alongside. Our Game 1 feature has number 1 and defending state champion Christian Heritage coming in with a record of 27-0 to take on Chouteau. Chouteau ranked number 16, a little bit surprised that they made it this far, but they have certainly done it, and they are set to go here, record of 21-7 on the year, and it should be a great day of basketball. We'll tell you more about the other 3 games that we'll be covering for you here from the big house. Mark, no atmosphere quite like it as far as high school sports are concerned, and we're lucky enough to be here on quarterfinal Thursday at the big house.
Absolutely, Steve. And we mentioned last Thursday when we did the Class A games, it was David versus Goliath, a couple of matchups. That's kind of what this is right here. CHA, Steve, they are on a roll. They have won 33 in a row. When you go all the way back to last year, they are loaded, all kinds of D1 prospects on this team, and you have to slow it down if you want any chance at beating this CHA team.
All right, Christian Heritage is in their white uniforms with their blue trim numerals. And for Chouteau, the Lady Cats is what their nickname is, and they have the dark blue jerseys with the gold numerals. Christian Heritage controls the tip, and we are underway. Game 1 of 4 here from the fairgrounds in Oklahoma City.
No surprise, the Chouteau girls coming out in a zone.
Jumper off the left side. Offensive rebound put back is no good. Good effort inside there by number 11. That is Riley Langerman. She's a sophomore guard who comes in averaging 10.4 points per game, and she'll go to the free throw line.
The Lady Crusaders, they are big, they are talented, they are quick, they can shoot the ball, and when you're in a zone like that, one of the most difficult things you have to do is rebound. And we saw it right there, Steve. It was kind of the trend last week. Second chance baskets cannot happen against this team today.
All right, they get 2 free throws, and they jump out to the early 2-0 lead. Ball along the sidelines on the far side, and it will still be Lady Cats basketball. Looking at some of the history as far as Chouteau is concerned, they don't have any girls' titles. Actually, this is their first appearance ever at the state tournament, so newbies they are. Nonetheless, they have made it, and once you've done that, the playing field is pretty level. Anybody can get hot, anybody can not get hot, and there's a shot from the outside that is up and good. Basket made there by number 15, Maddie Stutzman, and we're all tied up at 2 apiece.
Trying to attack the gaps on this zone. It's nice to see a lot of movement, trying to set a little pin screen there. Oh, that right there is an issue.
Ooh, missed the shot, made the nice move, got exactly where she wanted to, laid it up with the left hand, but rolled off a little short.
You get the opportunity to attack that zone like that, you got to finish around the rim.
Lady Cats with the basketball. Number 23 is Sydney Keys. She's their leading scorer, 16 points per game. Out top of the basketball, Giselle Wilson. Also out there, Brittany Maxwell. Number 11 is Lily Stutzman. She got the basket. Here's a shot inside. It's blocked. Rejected inside by Olivia Curtis. Back come the Lady Crusaders. They don't have the numbers, so they pull it out to run the offense.
CHA went to a little 3-2 zone that time, and the Lady Cats were a little tentative on trying to attack that 3-2.
Long shot from way outside is nothing but the bottom of the net. Lexi Davis for 3, and it's a 5-2 lead for Christian Heritage.
All right, here's where it gets a little dicey when the Lady Crusaders start to put on a little full court pressure.
Back the other way. Shot up no good, and here comes Christian Heritage with the early 5-2 lead. Move it out top. Number 14 is Micah Parrish. Here's a shot again from the left side. This one off the mark, shot by Lexi Davis. Whistle and a foul underneath. That's going to be against Christian Heritage.
That's a good job there boxing out when you're in that 2-3 zone. Very, very difficult to do when you got to guard the inside game and that outside 3.
It's played 2.5 minutes here in this first quarterfinal matchup. Early lead for the Lady Crusaders. They're on top 5-2. Nice cross-court pass, good recognition. Shot is left a little short, tipped out of bounds, and it will belong to the Lady Crusaders.
Steve, when you're playing a team this good, you get an open look at a little 15 or 20-footer, you have to knock that down. No excuse. You just have to make any open look that you get.
Little full-court pressure now applied by Chouteau. Christian Heritage just breaks that down, no problem. Nice bounce pass inside, laid it up short, no good. Now to Langerman, kicks it out top, 3-ball in the air on the way. That one's off the mark. Long shot, long rebound, however, and Christian Heritage controls. Lexi Davis out top. Over to Parrish. Lob it in the paint. Little turnaround shot in the lane, up and good. Good recognition. Olivia Curtis with her first two, and it's a 7-2 lead for Christian Heritage.
Nice move there. Inside game is really, really good for this Lady Crusader team.
Early 5-point lead, driving it the other way. Chouteau tries to answer, misses the lay-in. Christian Heritage wants to get out and run. 3-on-2, all the way inside of the basket, fouled on the play, and going to the free throw line will be Lexi Davis.
Not a bad foul there, 3-on-2 break. She did a good job always trying to stop the ball on the break like that. A little bit too much contact, but we'll see if she can knock down two.
Getting close to the halfway point of this first quarter of play. Christian Heritage scored first. Chouteau tied it at 2 apiece. We're on a mini 5-0 run right now for the Lady Crusaders. Free throw is up. First one is good.
Steve, I mentioned they're on a roll. Another interesting fact about this CHA team, the last 6 games, their margin of victory is well over 20 points a game.
Well, they dominated most everybody all season long. Misses the second free throw. Now it's an 8-2 lead. 27-0 on the season, as Mark said, winning streak of 33. It's pretty strong.
Sticking with the 3-2, trying to trap in the corners.
Good ball fake to the corner. 3-ball in the air, skips off the back iron, no good. Offensive rebound by Chouteau. Nice back door cut, lays it up, scoops it up and good. Nice shot there by Brittany Maxwell.
Yeah, you really want to try and get as much pressure, as much offensive movement as you can on the backside of that 3-2. Got a good look, but second chance opportunity, and they pull within 4.
High post, right wing, shot for 3. This one's going to be long. Langerman there is inside for the offensive board. Put back no good, but she's fouled on the play. And Riley Langerman, the young sophomore, goes to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Who was that? Brittany Maxwell. She tried to box out there and had good position, but sometimes the height advantage that CHA has, she just went up and got the ball and got called for the foul.
Langerman misses the first of 2 free throws. Second one on the way, and that one rolls off no good, so she missed them both.
If you're CHA, the one thing that you don't want, even though it's only the first quarter, you don't want a team like this to hang around. They get confidence, they knock down a couple of shots, and then next thing you know, you're in a battle.
Lost out of bounds. Did a good job of moving the ball around the perimeter. Got the open look, the open player at least, trying to feed it to Haley Witcher. But just out of her reach, off her fingertips, out of bounds, and Christian Heritage has the ball back.
Chouteau staying in the 2-3 zone. They look for a little high-low action here.
Tries to fight her way inside. Langerman gets it again. High shot.
Wow.
Ends up falling down. That was a tough shot, and she made it count.
Yeah, that was great position, though, on the high-low there to tuck it underneath and put up a very difficult shot.
Shot from the outside. That's up and good. Now you see why they tried to get the ball to Haley Witcher earlier. But she knocks that down and cuts the lead to 3.
You know, not too bad with this 2-3 zone so far. You've given up a couple of looks, but you really got to protect the paint. That's where they can do some damage, as you see.
Post move inside. That's going to be Langerman over the back.
Yeah. So far, so good on defending the paint when the ball goes high-low. But still, you got to do that for 4 quarters, though. Tough to do against a team like this.
Just around 2.5 minutes left to go in this first quarter of play. Chouteau basketball with a chance to cut it to 1 or even tie it up. Instead, stolen in the backcourt, laying it up. That's no good. Whistle and a foul, and that's going to be called on Gracie, or rather Let's see, number 15, the foul is going to be on Maddie Stutzman going to the free throw line. It will be Lexi Davis once again.
Yeah, it's a tough call. Situations like that, if they're going to occur, they probably have occurred all year long. But you have to expect that some calls are going to go that way.
First one up and good for Davis. Back to a 4-point lead for Christian Heritage. Second one on the way, it's good too. A lot of free throws here in the early going for the Lady Crusaders, who now lead at 12-7. Quick move along the baseline, tried to get it to the corner, stolen away. Nice anticipation there by Lexi Davis. Ahead to Langerman. Moving it down low, inside, glass, no good. Put back, that spins out, no good. And still coming up with the ball is Curtis. Third opportunity. Fourth, tied up, jump ball. Nope, they're going to call foul.
They're going to say that she was shooting on the tip? Yeah. You can't give a team that's won 33 in a row, Steve, 4 chances.
No.
And we had this situation last week in some of the Class A games, and it is very, very difficult to try and beat a team that is good as CHA is by giving them multiple chances on the offensive boards.
First free throw is good. Second one on the way. That's good as well. 9 free throws for Christian Heritage. None so far for Chouteau, and we've got a timeout on the floor.
It's a 30, so we'll keep it here.
Just under 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter of play. It's 14-7. Christian Heritage on top, and your early assessment here is you can't, obviously, as you mentioned, give anybody too many opportunities on the offensive glass, much less 2, 3, and 4 attempts at it as well. So Coach wants to talk about it a little bit. He's done a great job with his girls this year. That is Adam Kachusik. 21-7, ranked number 17. So obviously, usually it's the top 8 or something pretty close to that. If you're, ranked 16, or sometimes we see unranked teams make it all the way to the state tournament. That's the time to get hot, right at the end of the year.
Yeah, we did last week. Saw some, I think a couple of unranked teams made it. So get a bucket here. You've done a decent job so far. Get the lead down to 5 or less.
Chouteau basketball, trailing by 7. Pass to the corner, deflected out of bounds.
I didn't notice. Did they stay in that 3-2? It looks like they are. It looks like they're staying in that 3-2 zone.
See how Chouteau wants to play it. Just about a minute and a half left to go here in this first quarter play. Outside, Witcher for 3. This one skips off, no good. Langerman comes down with the miss. Speeds it down floor. Has numbers, nice pass inside, glass and good for 2. Olivia Curtis now has 6.
It's early, but this is a big possession as we approach a minute remaining in the first quarter. You really need a bucket here. Even if you burn a little bit of time off the clock, you can't turn it over like that, though.
Micah Parrish with the steal, scoops it up, no good. Offensive rebound, looks for some help. Wing, back to the point. Man, they move the basketball around very well. Left-handed shot, that's no good. Still loose. Langerman feeds Curtis. That shot's rejected. 3 ball in the air. That won't go, and Chouteau weathers the storm. Trailing by 9. Final half minute left to go in this first quarter of play. And a steal. Got numbers driving into the basket. Langerman puts it up, good for 2.
That is really, really tough. You played a decent first quarter. You really don't have an indication of it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's an 8-0 run right now. Chouteau answers back with a big 3 from the corner. Up and good by Lane Bullard. That's huge. 18-10. Shot at the buzzer on the way. Up and good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Olivia Curtis with a big first quarter. That sends the team to the benches. Christian Heritage on top of Chouteau. They lead at 21-10 right here on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
How do you become America's best-selling truck?
Come on, Briggs. Wait for your pitch, kiddo.
You give it best-in-class towing, payload, and with built-in Wi-Fi,
Yes!
the best seats in the house.
That's how it's done.
Just like his grandpa.
Even better.
That's Ford, America's best-selling truck 41 years straight. Now get into a new 2018 Ford F-150 with $4,100 appreciation cash, only at your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Back at the fairgrounds in Oklahoma City, along with Mark Jeffries, I'm Steve Marshall. Happy to be here. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Well, unless it was spring training baseball, might not be bad.
I don't know about that. Maybe the weather.
Okay. The fairgrounds in Oklahoma City. This is game 1 of the day. Our next matchup will feature number 7 Fairview against number 6 Mounds. Evening session, 7 o'clock, number 9 Vanoss against number 2 Cashin. And then the nightcap will have number 5 Kiefer taking on number 4 Howe.
All right, you get the ball to start the second quarter, get a bucket here. You might be able to assess where you're at and do a little damage, but unable to convert inside.
Down the floor, Lexi Davis drives, kicks to the corner. This one is short. Another offensive rebound. Good defensive play. And they're going to call a foul against Christian Heritage. It's going to be on Langerman. That might be her second. She's going to check out. And checking in for Christian Heritage, number 23, that is Katie Krempel, senior point guard, or post player rather. Pass inside. A little too strong, and then over the back. Foul's going to be called against Chouteau. That's going to go on number 24. I don't have a 24 on their roster.
A late addition.
Late addition. Called up from the G League. 11-point advantage for Christian Heritage. Just underway, second quarter.
Tried to trap out of the zone there, but they still get penetration on another second chance.
Finally taken away, and Chouteau controls. Pass on the wing. Lady Cats.
CHA staying in the zone. They're extending the top side of it just a little bit with that top side person. That would be number 10, Olivia Curtis. But another turnover.
So Christian Heritage has the basketball, an 11-point lead early here in the second quarter of play. Lexi Davis out top, right wing, shot for 3 on the way, in and out, offensive rebound. And then passes out to the top of the key, that's no good. And finally cleared by Haley Davis. Brittany Maxwell in the backcourt along with Davis.
Once again, hanging around, need to knock one down. There you go.
You called for it, you got it. Brittany Maxwell for 3. Back into a single-digit lead, now up by 8. Nice pass, set up, shot skips off long, no good. Probably you could say this even going into the contest, most every possession is going to be critical for Chouteau. We've already seen that the rebounding edge belongs to Christian Heritage here in this early going, so you got to play, as they say, with your hair on fire most every single possession, offense or defense. Just around the 5.5-minute mark here in this second quarter of play. 8-point advantage. This is going to go into the backcourt. Ooh, I don't know. I thought that was a pretty nice play where she threw it back off the defender, but they ruled it backcourt, and it goes back over to Chouteau.
Very close, Steve, very close.
Sydney Keys to Haley Davis.
They make an adjustment. They go to a 2-3 now. Back off. They've got 3 bigs. Down low, long shot there.
Offensive rebound, one of the few they've gotten so far at this point in the game. Tried to keep it alive, but taken away. Christian Heritage on the attack, pulls things back, cutting to the basket. Nice pass. Tried to get it inside. Did Micah Parrish. Fouled on the play, and going to the free throw line will be Katie Krempel.
Steve, we mentioned the winning streak that CHA's on. The other factor, too, you kind of have to take into consideration. Chouteau, they were in 2 very, very tough games through regionals. They went into OT against Luther, and then they had to face Luther again to make it to state. And they ended up, it was a low-scoring game. They ended up winning by 1 point, 43-42. But to take the long road to get here, I know it's a great road to get here, but sometimes it is very, very difficult when you have those key battles in regionals and area.
Missed the first, second free throw on the way, got that one to go down. 22-13, back out to a 9-point lead. Biggest lead was 11 for Christian Heritage. See if Chouteau can answer back. Pass inside, drive, shot up, no good. Tipped around, Lady Crusaders come away with the basketball. Little hesitation move, wide open to the baseline, nobody picked her up. Gets the offensive rebound, putback is good. There's nobody defensively on this side of the floor, and an easy putback there by Micah Parrish. And another turnover. Langerman surveys the floor, drives right down the middle.
Nice
Great
pass
inside. Easy 2 for Lexi Davis. And Coach Kachusik needs to take a timeout with just around 4 minutes left to go here in the first half. It's Christian Heritage on top. They lead it 26-13 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Oklahoma. It's in our name. We are Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance. We're here when skies are blue and when you need us most. We are where you are, with offices in all 77 counties. From our urban streets to our winding country roads, we've been protecting Oklahoma since 1946, so you can focus on what really matters. We're the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better.
Back at the fairgrounds in Oklahoma City, game 1 of the afternoon, girls 2A state quarterfinal matchup, and right now it's the defending champion Christian Heritage Academy Crusaders on top, leading Chouteau by a score of 26-13.
Yeah, you're in that danger zone now, Steve, with just over 4 minutes remaining in the half. You're down by 13. You've only scored 13, and this thing could get way out of hand if you don't start to convert on some of your possessions.
So out of the timeout, let's see what Chouteau has to offer. Walking it slowly up the floor is Sydney Keys. Now to Haley Davis, looks inside, nothing there.
That's a great move. They go to, looks like they went to man-to-man now. You'll see that a lot. Coaches switching up defenses after a timeout.
You know, so much in the larger schools, it really depends mostly on the players. But, boy, you get down to these lower-end schools, nice move inside, up and good. 2 points for the Lady Cats, and coaching, as you're seeing here, by Lisa Littlejim and obviously Coach Kachusik to get his team, who's ranked 16th, into the state tournament. Well, is it fair to say that coaching means more at the smaller classes?
I think it means more at all levels, Steve. I think you may have more input on certain strategies and certain things that you do offensively and defensively in certain situations with the smaller schools, but I think it's a factor in every class.
28-15, Christian Heritage on top. Just under 3 minutes left to go, first half of play.
I'll say this much, you'll see a heck of a lot more junk defenses in smaller schools than you will 6A or 5A. Triangle in 2, box in 1, diamond in 1. There's a plethora of the junk defenses at the smaller classes.
Shot is blocked. Langerman comes down with it. Here comes Christian Heritage. Langerman in the corner, shot on the way, skips off long, no good. Rebounded inside, taken down by Haley Davis.
It sounds kind of stupid, Steve, but really every possession means a lot now for the Lady Cats. I mean, you really cannot continue to turn the ball over, and you have to convert at least on 50% of your possessions.
Seemingly they've done a better job on making sure that they're not getting a third and fourth opportunity on the offensive end. You can settle for, a missed shot and offensive rebound, but boy, when you start talking about 2 or 3, you're going to find yourself in a lot of trouble.
Turnovers really been an issue too here in the first half for the Lady Cats.
Just under 2 minutes left to play. Loose basketball on the floor, kicked around, tied up, and it will belong to Christian Heritage.
I mean, I don't know officially if that counts as a turnover, but it might as well when you lose the possession like that.
That's a good question. Pass deep in the corner. Shot on the way up and good. Nice 3-ball there from Lexi Davis. Biggest lead of the contest, 31-15. Christian Heritage on top.
Now they go back to the zone. They have so much length, whether it's a 3-2 or a 2-3 or a 1-2-2, it really doesn't matter. Just a massive quantity of filling those gaps with those arms and the quickness and the length that they have defensively.
Kick to the corner, shot for 3. This one's up front of the rim, no good. Langerman with the rebound, drives length of the 4, puts it up off the glass, a little too strong. Christian Heritage gets the rebound, in and out, 3-ball. Taken there by Lexi Davis, just wouldn't go down. And loose basketball, Chouteau is able to keep it. Witcher from the 3, it's good. She's come off the bench and done a nice job and cuts the lead to 13. Just about the final 30 seconds here. 13-point advantage for Christian Heritage. Driving, loose, kick basketball. And Langerman will reset.
Yeah, they're going to go for 1 here.
Clock ticking down near 10 seconds. Great pass work inside. Easy basket for Olivia Curtis. 15-point lead. Final seconds, 4, 3. Shot for 3 in the air. Front of the rim, no good, and that'll be the end of the first half of play. Well, it was 21-10 Christian Heritage at the end of the first quarter. They continue to build on that. They're up by 15. They lead at 33-18 here in the Class 2A girls quarterfinal matchup from the Big House. It's brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers.
Because an open road is always calling your name. Because life is sweet. Because every moment counts. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money. With convenient services that help you maximize the joys in life. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
How do you become America's best-selling truck?
Come on, Briggs. Wait for your pitch, kiddo.
You give it best-in-class towing, payload, and with built-in Wi-Fi,
Yes!
the best seats in the house.
That's how it's done.
Just like his grandpa.
Even better.
That's Ford, America's best-selling truck 41 years straight. Now get into a new 2018 Ford F-150 with $4,100 appreciation cash, only at your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Hungry for pizza? Pick a pair. Mazio's medium one-topping pizzas are only $6.50 each. Pick your 2 favorite hot, fresh medium one-topping pizzas and get both for only $6.50 each. So go ahead, pick a pair, only at Mazio's.
Get into something good, like Brahms Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae.
Get into something good.
2 big dips of Brahms Premium Vanilla Ice Cream. Rich and creamy hot fudge. A shower of toasted almonds, whipped cream, and a cherry. Now you've got something good. A double dip hot fudge sundae. Every day's a Sunday at your neighborhood Brahms.
Get into something good.
How do you become America's best-selling brand?
Want to see a trick?
You make it for those who need an extra hand
Moxie.
and a little heads up.
You okay, bud?
That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Now current Ford owners can get a new Escape with 0% financing plus up to $2,000 cash back only at your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Welcome back to the Fairgrounds in Oklahoma City. Thursday afternoon, girls Class 2A quarterfinal matchup. And right now, Christian Heritage, the #1 team in the state, the defending champion in Class 2A girls basketball, on top. Christian Heritage leading Chouteau by a score of 33-18. They've dutifully given us our look at the first half stats, and obviously you're going to expect Christian Heritage to have an upper hand in most all of these, Mark.
You know, the glaring thing that kind of caught my eye was Chouteau's actually shooting 40% from beyond the arc. They were 4 of 10, but way too many second chances, too many turnovers, and the CHA Lady Crusaders haven't really shot the ball well. When you think about how many chances that they've had, there were 2 or 3 times down there where we said, you know, a third time, a fourth time, and unable to convert. So to be leading 33-18 is, once again, there's a reason you're 33-0 your last 33 games.
Yeah, you look at some of the other numbers out here. You mentioned the turnovers, 10 turnovers for Chouteau, just 3 for Christian Heritage. And then you look at points off of turnovers. Christian Heritage has 14 points off turnovers, and Chouteau has 0.
Yeah, not good. Of the 33 points for CHA, 22 of those points are either off turnovers or second chance points. So that's really the story so far, is the inability to convert on the offensive end by Chouteau, and then, man, just not taking care of the basketball, and CHA capitalizing on second chances and points off turnovers.
33-18 is our halftime score as your Oklahoma Ford dealers coverage of your girls Class 2A state championship quarterfinal action. We'll tell you more about the rest of the games today and take a look at all the state tournaments that are going on across the state here and in Tulsa and some of the sub-sites as well. We'll do that when we come back right after this timeout.
Oklahoma. It's in our name. We are Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance. We're here when skies are blue and when you need us most. We are where you are, with offices in all 77 counties. From our urban streets to our winding country roads, we've been protecting Oklahoma since 1946, so you can focus on what really matters. We're the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better.
Because an open road is always calling your name. Because life is sweet. Because every moment counts. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money. With convenient services that help you maximize the joys in life. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
How do you become America's best-selling truck?
Come on, Briggs. Wait for your pitch, kiddo.
You give it best-in-class towing, payload, and with built-in Wi-Fi,
Yes!
the best seats in the house.
That's how it's done.
Just like his grandpa.
Even better.
That's Ford, America's best-selling truck 41 years straight. Now get into a new 2018 Ford F-150 with $4,100 appreciation cash, only at your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Welcome back to the Fairgrounds in Oklahoma City. We're at the half of our first game of coverage here today. Girls Class 2A quarterfinal championship, #1 and unbeaten and defending state champion Christian Heritage right now on top of Chouteau by a score of 33-18. Kind of run down again the other games that we'll be carrying right after this one is over. It'll be #6 Mounds taking on #7 Fairview. Then they'll clear the building and come back for the evening session at 7 o'clock. It'll be #2 Cashin. Head coach there is Totsie Manning, who coached for a long time over at Deer Creek. Number of state championships and her daughter, one of the top players in the state, transferring with her. And they would have to also be considered one of the co-favorites. Number 2, Cashin, will take on number 9, Vanos. That at 7 o'clock, and then at 8:30, it'll be number 4, Howe, taking on number 5, Kiefer. So a great day of basketball action.
Steve, I was going to look and see last week, just from the Class A and Class B, how many 1 versus 2 matchups did we have? Do you remember off the top of your head? I don't think we had one matchup where it was 1 versus 2.
On the very first day, or?
No, when you get to the finals.
I thought Frontier and Sealing was
that
1
was
and 2.
That was a 1 versus 2. Yes.
I had some notes here. If I find them, I'll.
The only reason I bring that up is I think we're in a situation this weekend where there are a lot of brackets in each of those classes, both boys and girls, where if teams really take care of business and something crazy doesn't happen, this might be one of the most years that we have a 1 versus 2 matchup in championship games.
You look at the 2A boys matchups that'll be coming up. It'll be Hooker taking on Tallahena. That is going to be played at UConn today. Matter of fact, that 2 o'clock game is going on right now. Then you have Crossings Christian taking on Latta. We got to see Latta a couple of weeks ago in a game that we carried on your view.
Mr. Smith can play a little bit.
Yeah, he's pretty good. As I look here, it looks like he's the leading scorer. Yes, he is, for the entire field in the Class 2A boys, averaging 21.2 points per game. So you've got that. Then you have Wright City taking on the Christian Heritage boys. And then the final game of the night, Ketchum against Luther. So that kind of covers the bases as far as 2A is concerned with boys and girls. And, of course, you've got all the action going on also in 3A and 4A. They'll all converge on the fairgrounds and play those games here the rest of the week. And then, of course, Class 5A and 6A at the Mabee Center up in Tulsa. And it's always fun to take a look up there, and sometimes it's the 5A games that turn out to be the most thrilling. A lot of times it's the 6A. So full weekend of basketball, and then you mix in a little NCAA Big 12 tournament time for maybe Cowboy fans, maybe Sooner fans, maybe both, maybe neither. It's kind of been a crazy year as far as that concerned, but one thing for sure, everybody make sure to get here and congregate at the Big House to watch all the exciting action. Of course, we've got the fans. They come in on one side and opposition across the way, and that's the way it'll be throughout the rest of the day. A sparse gathering right now, but understandable for a 2 o'clock game on a Thursday, and it'll continue to build and get bigger and bigger as we go on here today.
You know, I know there's been some discussion, Steve, about rotating the championship games, at least the facility or the venue that these games take place. And I don't know, there is that mystique and that just atmosphere of the Big House, but at the same time, it would be nice to see some of these classes be able to move around and play more in their geographical areas also.
Yep. It's a lot of teams, a lot of players have had great careers. As we're underway here in the second half, a steal and a layup is up and good for Olivia Curtis. She has 15 points already, now a 35-18. Finish that thought that, they made it to the state tournament, but maybe they played at a sub-site for 2 or 3 years, and that's the only time that they'll have that opportunity to not get the play here.
Yeah.
Is unfortunate whenever it does happen, and obviously you can't help but have it happen every so often. Chouteau with the basketball, trailing by 17 now. Chouteau very deliberate with the basketball. Drive to the hoop. Easy block inside. Once again, it's Olivia Curtis who's having herself a game. Comes in averaging 10.8 points per contest. Her and Lexi Davis, the 1-2 punch. Davis at 12.3, Curtis at 10.8. Also in double figures, you have Langerman and Mary Catherine Nuthman for Christian Heritage. Langerman inside, but took an extra step as she was trying to move and muscle her way inside. Turnover gives it back to Chouteau.
Still a good move, doing a great job getting behind that zone, trying to make something happen.
Well, if we talked about every possession being big in that first half, it certainly is the case here for Chouteau in the second half. Nearly broken up. Crusaders doing a good job switching up defenses. Not every time down the floor, but they'll stick with something for 4 or 5 different possessions, switch it around. It's not easy and not often that you can have teams that are able to do that. Sometimes you've got a bigger person that can't really play in the man-to-man type setup.
Yeah. I really like that. I'm a huge fan of switching up defenses, and really I've heard stories of some coaches back in the 90s. They would use 5, 6, 7 different defenses and switch it up every single time down the floor.
Nice pass inside. Can't finish on the shot. Really couldn't put it off the backboard. That's that delicate little 5-footer that you think would be easy, but sometimes it's so hard to make, especially when you can't use the backboard. Drive to the basket, shot up. That's no good. Fought 4 underneath. Langerman with a third opportunity, up and good for 2 more.
When you think about it, Steve, how difficult would that be to try and prepare for? I mean, what are you going to do from a scout standpoint if they roll out 9 different defenses?
Yeah, it would be obviously difficult, but I mean, sometimes you run across a team that it doesn't matter what defense you're going to play
Good
against
point.
them. They're just able to go out and execute. I'm sure the Kingfisher boys
exactly. That's exactly what I was going to mention. They've probably seen everything.
Shot from the top of the key is just short, no good. Tipped around and taking control. Olivia Curtis having herself a big game, scoring-wise and on the boards. So's this young lady. Langerman drives, shoots. That misses the mark, and Chouteau's back the other way. Long 3 from way outside. A little bit too long there for Brittany Maxwell. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Lady Crusader basketball.
You know, I really like to try and examine, or critique is not the right word, but just learn from some of the things that take place in these state tournament games from a coaching standpoint. And I find it very interesting when you're going up against a team that's won 33 in a row that you wouldn't try and slow it down just a little bit more in the beginning before things get way out of control.
Yeah, you can't do much about that now. You're down by 19. Christian Heritage now content to work a little clock, throw it into the high post. That pass deflected and taken away by Chouteau.
Last week, all 4 games we did in the quarterfinals, they were all blowouts.
Yep.
And by the time you got to the 4th quarter, most of the time there was absolutely no way that any of those teams are going to be able to come back unless you had a shot clock.
And I've seen a lot of talk about that, and I think we talked about it last week, I have yet to see a game that a shot clock was absolutely necessary, but a lot of the other guys that call games, and at the smaller classes you see that more obviously than the larger classes. I usually spend most of my time with the 6A, 5A schools, but I saw a lot of comments on social media from last weekend. Here's a shot for 3 from the corner. Off the mark. Langerman had it, knocked away from behind, but still going to be Crusader basketball. Say Lady Crusaders or just Crusaders?
I don't know. That's an ongoing discussion, Steve.
Timeout on the floor. Just under 4 minutes left to go here, midway through this 3rd quarter of play. 37-20 is our score, and Christian Heritage has the advantage right now.
A couple of scores to pass on in boys 3A action. Hennessy, number 4, leading Mount St. Mary's, the number 2 team in Class 3A, 29-25. And I know there's been a lot of discussion about that Mount St. Mary's was averaging almost 90 points a game the last 4 or 5 games that they played during the regular season. But their last 2 outings, they kept the score down big time. Hugo did, to defeat the Rockets, and now it looks like Hennessy's doing a great job trying to slow down the Rockets, and they lead by 4 at the half.
Christian Heritage basketball, they have the 17-point lead. Just about 3:40 left to go here. 3rd quarter of action. Drive, nice pass inside. Stripped of the basketball, but getting it back. Then the 3 from the right side. That's no good. Bounces to the 4 corner. And a whistle and a foul. That's going to be called on Chouteau against Haley Davis. Tempo not as quick as it was in that first half of play. And I'm sure for Christian Heritage in a 17-point lead, they like seeing those seconds tick off the clock.
2A boys action, Steve. Latta leads crossings 26-21 in the third quarter.
Lob inside, shot too strong, no good. Rebounded by Chouteau. Yeah, they just became a school not too very long ago. Shot for three from the outside is good. Big bucket there by Brittany Maxwell. Biggest lead of the game was 19. They've got to cut down to 14 now. Now they need a stand on defense. And they've gone man-to-man now. Drive to the basket, put it up, missed it. Chouteau fans want a foul for over the back. Not too sure they don't have a pretty good argument on that play. And it'll be Chouteau basketball. Langerman looks to the bench. She'll trigger the inbounds. Gets it inside, puts the shot up, got the open look they wanted from about 8 feet. No good. Whistle, foul underneath. And that might be on Langerman. If it is.
Is that her third?
I say second. I thought it was her third also. So Chouteau basketball trailing by 14.
You get a tray here, you might make things a little interesting.
Here's the three ball on the way.
There you go.
It's good. 37-26. And a quick 8-0 run for Chouteau. Has them back in the ball game. So we go under 2 minutes to play. Langerman drives.
They call offense. That's a good call. Nice rotation there. Somewhat out of control, but they have an opportunity to get the lead down into single digits.
Langerman will check out. Checking back in is Olivia Curtis. Not like you're losing a whole lot there, as they're both two of the top players on this Christian Heritage team. Big possession for Chouteau as they try to get it into single digits. Here's the shot for three, way off. Rebounded, and a whistle and a foul called against Chouteau. They're going to get that foul there called on Lori Beth Miller, freshman. Or check that, it's 0, that's Giselle Wilson. Christian Heritage will walk it up the floor.
Let's see if they show a little bit of patience here after the run by the Lady Cats.
Pull up, shoot to three, that was
I guess not.
Missed the mark altogether. And now Chouteau with a chance to get it back to within single digits. They trailed at one time by 19.
For our viewers at home, I don't know if you were able to see, but it was interesting. The team reaction from one of the Lady Crusaders talking to the person that took that shot that said, hey, slow it down a little bit, be patient. And that was not a great shot.
Pass to the corner, shot's no good. Chouteau with the offensive rebound, and they'll reset. Quick pass inside, deflected out of bounds by Casey Cargill, who was checked into the lineup. Cargill, a junior guard. Just over a minute left to go here in the third quarter.
America's play. You know what that is, don't you, Steve?
What's that?
I think every coach in America runs that. That's why we call it America's play. You screen for the inbounder and get the ball back to her for the tray.
Great hustle by Chouteau, keeps it alive. Great effort diving to the floor, out of bounds. But again, a good try there by Davis, Haley Davis, the junior. And the Chouteau fans recognize it. 40 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. An 11-point lead for the defending champions. Drive inside, up no good, whistle and a foul. 2 shots upcoming for the Crusaders. Right now you have just over 8 minutes of basketball left to play in this contest. Checking in is Hannah Tweed. She's been big off the bench, hitting a couple of threes. At the free throw line is Mary Catherine Newthman. That was the 4th foul on Brittany Maxwell. Misses the first free throw. Second one on the way, and this one is good.
Take one shot, try to cut it to 10 or less.
See how they want to play it. So we go under 25 seconds left to go in the third quarter. In the paint, dump it down low. A lot of traffic down there. Scramble for the ball, still loose. And Christian Heritage comes up with it. 10 seconds left. And that's not what they wanted to do, as they fouled in the backcourt with just about 8 seconds remaining. As it turns out, they're not in the 1-on-1 situation anyhow, so still plenty of room to move. Tight defense, not going to give them anything. Driving, 3 seconds. Shot from way out top, on the way, front of the rim, no good. And that is the end of our third quarter of play. 8 minutes of basketball left. Christian Heritage on top. They lead Chouteau 38-26 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
How do you become America's best-selling brand?
Go, go, go. Wait! Can you take the kids?
We've got room.
You make it so the morning routine stays routine.
Did you just upload your homework?
We have Wi-Fi, Mom.
That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand.
See you at 4.
Bye, Mom.
Bye.
Now current Ford owners can get a new Explorer with 0% financing plus up to $4,500 cash back, only at your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Back at the fairgrounds in Oklahoma City. Head to the fourth quarter. First game of the 2A girls quarterfinals. Winner here moves on to the semifinals, and they will play that game tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. And that'll be between Fairview and Mounds. Number 7 and number 6 ranked teams in girls Class 2A. Right now, number 1 Christian Heritage at one point led by 19. That's been cut down to 11 a little while ago, but back up to 12 right now. It'll be Christian Heritage basketball to start the fourth quarter.
Need a couple stops, get it cut down to single digits, and who knows what can happen.
First, you need the stop. Christian Heritage on offense. Move around the perimeter, lob inside. Turns toward the basket. Looked to pass to somebody, nobody there. Got the offensive rebound and 2 shots coming up, and going to the free throw line will be Mary Catherine Newthman again.
Steve, we talked about it at a halftime. The points off of turnovers and the points on second chance, 22 points of their 38, at least just from the first half, came from those opportunities. And now you're at a critical point in the game. You really, really have to get a body on somebody, and you cannot allow second chances anymore the remainder of this game.
Missed the first free throw. Next one on the way. That one is good, and it's back to a 13-point advantage for Christian Heritage. Deep right corner, now back out top.
Back to the zone.
Shot for 3 from the left side, no good. Tip, controlled. Chouteau gets it right back and shoots another 3. That doesn't go down. Another offensive rebound. And a great steal, anticipation. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will belong to Christian Heritage.
Yeah, that's a good call. He had the opportunity to knock down a tray and even convert on the second chance, but once again, need a stop right here.
Little man-to-man, full court. With the basketball. In trouble, goes out of bounds. It'll still belong to Christian Heritage. Number 14 running the point right now, Micah Parrish. Also out there. Lexi Davis, Olivia Curtis, Mary Catherine Newthman, and also number 23 in the lineup, Katie Krempel. Drive to the basket, tough shot. Kind of leaning away, but again, another offensive rebound for Christian Heritage. Nice spin move in the paint. Shots up, no good. Fouled, and going back to the free throw line will be Lexi Davis.
That's one of the things we talked about in the pregame, Steve. They're very, very good at attacking the rim. You give them a little bit of space. Even with that spin move, that's a very, very nice move to get to the rack.
Free throws at halftime. Christian Heritage had taken 12. Chouteau had not taken any.
Wow.
And I don't know if it's trending that same way right now. I'd have to think so, but Chouteau has done a better job on the boards here in the second half. Both free throws are up and good. And it's back out to a 15-point advantage. 6.5 minutes left to go. Good ball movement around the perimeter. Dangerous pass, anticipating it, stealing it. Coming away with the basketball and driving inside. Nice little leave there, and shots up and good. Basket for Micah Parrish. And a great job getting the ball up the floor by Olivia Curtis. We got ourselves a timeout. We'll take one as well. Christian Heritage leading Chouteau 43-26. Our score on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Because practice pays off. Because it's better to give than to receive. Because there's no place like home. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money, with innovative services that let you focus on what's most important. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
Back at the fairgrounds in Oklahoma City. Your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week, girls Class 2A quarterfinal matchup. Number one team in the state, Christian Heritage, on top of Chouteau. They lead it 43-26 with just over 6 minutes left to go in regulation.
Well, once again, Steve, same story, different dance. A lot of turnovers, a lot of second chance opportunities, and the inability to hit the open look. So you really dug yourself a hole here, down by 17, obviously. Need to knock down 2 or 3 threes and then see what happens.
All right, Chouteau basketball. No time like the present to get hot. And we got a trip on the play. Going to be called on Langerman. I believe that's her 5th.
Wow. Yeah, you're right.
So she is done. They got her for 6 points. Sure seems like she had a lot more than that.
Very active, really good dishing the ball, too.
Rebound, complete player.
Yeah.
And she's just a sophomore, too. Curtis is a junior. They only have one senior on their roster, Mark.
And they've won 33 straight.
Yeah. Trying to get it back the other way. Goes along the front row, media row. Lots of folks from all the different schools and newspapers from throughout the state up here with us, the next level. Got a lot of the radio stations and streaming going on. Here's a pass inside. Knocked away. Good defense as Chouteau gets the steal. Taking it all the way in herself and having it rejected. Blocked by Olivia Curtis. No foul. No inbound underneath. Christian Heritage basket. Number 23, Sydney Keys, will take care of those duties. Goes to the corner. Here's a shot for 3. Skips off, no good. Tipped inside, control, glass and good there. Nice follow by Brittany Maxwell.
Now, who is headed to OU to play volleyball? Do you remember who that is?
I have that information for you somewhere.
Oh, nice move there. Puts it up and in.
Shot is up and good.
Another deuce for Olivia Curtis.
Yeah, it's Curtis. Committed to play volleyball at OU. Big shot for Chouteau. to answer back. 15-point advantage inside. Defense holds its ground, and Chouteau will get the basketball back with right about 5 minutes left to go in the contest. 15-point lead for Christian Heritage. She was the volleyball Oklahoma Gatorade Player of the Year, was Olivia Curtis. Lexi Davis is being recruited by a number of schools. Riley Langerman. Here's a drive the other way. Shot is up and good. Basket there by Mika Parrish. Langerman was top 37 in U.S. trials last year, and she will be returning this year. And here's an easy layup back the other way, putting it up and in, and kind of putting the nails in the coffin there as Curtis drives in and scores 2 more, and that matches the biggest lead of the game, now up by 19. And a steal, and then a foul is going to be called. That's going to go against Chouteau.
Yeah, I think they're in the bonus now. It's going to be the 17 foul.
You know, really, we go through the list for Chouteau. Hannah Tweed is one of, looks like, 4 seniors on the team. She's really been the only one that's contributed a whole lot. So, for the most part, they've got a lot of their team coming back next year as well.
Have you ever been to Chouteau?
I don't think I have. What's it by?
I've been there many a times.
You're a world traveler, though. Timeout on the floor.
Full or 30? Looks like a 30.
Looks like a 30. We've got just over 4 minutes left to go in this contest, 51-30. So what were you doing in Chouteau?
I was working, man. That was part of my territory. Back in the day, right out of college, working for UPS, taking care of people who had packages smashed.
That was a fun job.
It was not a fun job, but I thought I had all the money in the world, man. Right out of college.
Sure.
Making a couple of grand a month.
Wow.
Yeah, I had some stories on that. I could actually write a book about that experience. People are not happy when their packages arrive crunched up.
No, I'm sure they're not.
Especially around Christmas time.
No, that's not a good look, is it? Yeah, somebody whose wife has something arrive at the front door from UPS. I'm on first name basis with the FedEx driver. All right, just about 4 minutes left to go in the contest. Christian Heritage on control and are in control. In the lane, shots up, no good. Fighting for it. Tie ball will stay with Chouteau. $19 points for Olivia Curtis. 15 points for Lexi Davis to lead the way for Christian Heritage.
Yeah, both of them had a very, very solid game, but once again, as they go deeper and hopefully get to Saturday, they need to clean up a few things.
Good ball fake. Man, they just can't get those opportunities. Christian Heritage just a little too tall for them, and even when they do get the offensive rebound, Crusaders are right there to get a piece of the putback attempt. And they just ran into they ran into the number 1 team in the state, Christian Heritage. In the corner, nice pass underneath. And they'll kind of pull it out here. Let's see if they go back to trying to score. Shot up, no good there. And Chouteau with little over 3 minutes left to go in the contest. They're down by 21. Shot from deep in the corner. Skips off, no good. Offensive putback. Missed that. Still loose and taken in and away by Lexi Davis. Nice pass. Get it inside to Mika Parrish, who puts it up and good for 2.
Steve, this is one of those games when you look at the score, having not watched this game, you know, if it ends up being 17, 20, 22, whatever it is, it was a little bit closer than really what the score indicated if they just would have not given up so many second chances and took care of the basketball.
Yeah, they're getting beat on the boards pretty soundly. Coach Lisa Littlejim is ready to make that line change that you like to call it.
Yes.
Shot up and good there.
I mean, they're up by 26 now, and game was a lot closer than 26 points.
Halftime, it was 33-18. Then Chouteau made a little bit of a run, got close to getting it into single digits. Here's a layup, and they're going to call a official timeout here and get some of the substitutions in.
Didn't they cut it to 11? Did they cut it to 11, Steve?
Yeah.
Or 10?
It was 37-26 late in the third quarter.
Yeah. Then they just pulled away.
Yeah. And then since then, it's been a 16-4 run for Christian Heritage. So they are going to advance, and they will play the winner of our next game between number 6 Mounds and number 7 Fairview. Then the evening games will start at 7 o'clock. Number 2 Cashin takes on number 9 Vanos. And then the nightcap will have number 4 Howe taking on number 5 Kiefer. So you had 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 16 that made the tournament. Sometimes you get that big upset, or sometimes a team goes unbeaten all the way through and then loses a game early in the postseason, and that's the wake-up call that they needed. And they're able to rally from there. Chouteau basketball right now, trailing by 28. Wilson out top. Here's a drive, left side, left hand, shot no good. And Christian Heritage is able to come away with the basketball. Stolen. Nice job there. Going to lay it up and put it in good for 2. Haley Davis. And substituting in for Christian Heritage is number 15. That's Gracie Little Jim, a freshman guard. And just about a whole new group of players as both teams. Timeout called with right at a minute and a half left to go in our contest. We will take a short break after we finish our post-game wrap-up. They've been running these games pretty well on time, Mark.
Yes.
It seems like they put 10 or 12 minutes on the clock, and boom, we're playing again. So don't go too far. And if you're a fan of any of those other teams and you've got relatives out of state, well, make sure you tell them that they can see the game live worldwide on yourview.com. That's YURVIEW. Yourview is the place to go to watch all the games from the Big House today, and, of course, the replays that we'll have up for you either sometime late tomorrow or first of next week. Christian Heritage now moving the ball, working some clock. Inside, nice job in there, and the basket's up and good. Number 22 is Sarah Davidson, one of the seniors on the squad.
Scoring in the Big House.
Whistle and a foul, as they're going to say Christian Heritage riding them just a little too close. Cargill picks up the foul. More substitutions coming in. Number 30 is Avery Bullard for Christian Heritage, and number 24 is Lane Bullard. Just under a minute to play. High post. Sydney Keys kicks it out to the right side. Shot for 3, misses the mark. Goes out of bounds, and Chouteau will keep it. Shot from deep in the right corner. Skips off long. Thought they had a handle on it, lost it, out of bounds. It'll be Crusaders basketball. Final 35 seconds. The countdown begins for Christian Heritage, but having won it last year, they know that it's nice that they get the victory on the first day, but you've still got plenty of work to do as the bodies hit the floor. Stop the clock with just around 25 seconds left to go, and Chouteau will get the basketball, leading or trailing by 28. Chouteau. Penetrate. Shot is up. Taken there by Hannah Tweed. No good. Had a lot of tie balls in this basketball game. Christian Heritage now just trying to survive and advance. Deep in the corner. Shot goes out of bounds. 3 seconds left. As the teams and their fans from the next two schools, Fairview and Mounds, are lined up and ready to take their seats right behind the benches. And that'll do it. First game is in the books. Number 1, Christian Heritage defeats Chouteau by a final score of 60-32. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with our post-game show and get ready for game number 2 on our ledger. Stay with us, everybody.
How do you become America's best-selling brand?
Want to see a trick?
You make it for those who need an extra hand
Moxie.
and a little heads up.
You okay, bud?
That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Now current Ford owners can get a new Escape with 0% financing plus up to $2,000 cash back only at your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Welcome back. Game 1 is in the books, and it's a victory for Christian Heritage, who comes in unbeaten, ranked number 1, defending state champion. And they win easily here this afternoon, defeating Chouteau by a final score of 60-32. Mark?
Steve, make it 34 in a row. They're trying to get to 36, get another gold ball. Need to clean up just a little bit. Score's really not an indication how really, I'm going to call it not bad. I don't think they really played up to their potential, but still a 28-point victory, and they are moving forward to reaching that goal of a 36-game winning streak and a gold ball.
All right, we're going to step away again for just a bit, though, and our next game will have Fairview and Mounds, and we can tell you that's about 15 minutes away, so don't go too far, and we'll be back on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.